Oh,
beautiful. You even put pockets down here for your extra gear.
Yeah, so you can weight down the lid if it's windy.
I found it worked exceptionally well. I would say it would definitely add minimum of 10 degrees to 15 degrees. Probably closer to 15 degrees to your rating. And the way I could tell that is it was about 1 o'clock. I woke up, we lost our cloud level, so we probably had a drop of at least 5 to 6 degrees. And I threw back just the cover, but I stayed in my the pea pod, and I could feel the really temperature change.
And this is your pea pod that I see you've got the same thing. You've got your windshield protector in there and for shape, and you've got a hammock, and then you got your pea pod. And tell me, what was it you said you did to this used pea pod?
Oh, this was a used pea pod, and it was rated, it had 20 ounces of down. And by my calculations, and by what I thought of the loft, you know, I wasn't comfortable going to 20 degrees. So I calculated to what Feathered Friends uses in their rectangular bags for the same amount of volume. And so I figured to be able to go down to, like, say 0, I'd have to add at least 16 ounces of down. And so I added 2 ounces of down to each baffle. And I found with this here, you know, I slept last night, I was plenty warm and comfortable. I did use a small little foot box because I do have a foot, I do suffer from cold feet, and I slept extremely comfortable down to...
you won't tell anybody about that.
As cold as it was.
Poor dog has cold feet.
Yeah. But, so it really, I'm really happy, but you can see how I got that nice volume now in my baffles.
But I love the way the, you know, the sock fits.
Yeah. Oh,
well, this is,
that's deception.
First I thought this was a flaw, the way I designed it, the way it comes together with a little extra volume here, but the pea pod fits right into it.
Yeah, I think this is, you know, for anybody that's going to deal with deep cold, the only way to go for your overstock is down to the
yeah.
There's nothing out, you're still going to have your frost. You get out in this, once you get down below 10 degrees, there's no way you can get around having any sort of frost. You just have to manage it.
So I just need to find me a source of good cotton, and I'll start making these for really cold, crazy people.
Yeah. But I think this would be, you know, this is a real simplistic thing. No other awning, nothing. And I felt we had a little bit of wind last night. You could hear it blowing. I never felt, you know, when the wind was gusting that had any effect at all on my sleep system at all. So I love the simplicity of it. I love that, you know, you can contain that whole unit. So you could take this and fold it up, put it on your toboggan, and you could be up in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So the nice thing about
this, you don't
this,
take it apart.
Nope.
Keep it all
up, huh?
Yep. And then the thing of it is like you put that on the top of your toboggan. So now let's say you're out on the trail, you're starting to get cold, you're getting a little fatigued. Up, you can sit there quick, set it up, get inside your nest, take a nap for an hour, get warmed up. Well, then you can say, well, okay, what I got to do from now? What I got to do now? And now you can start making good decisions, start making your camp for the night, getting your firewood together. You know what I mean? So it's a real...
good decisions. That'd be like,
you know,
don't come up here unless you're really serious.
well, like everybody's saying, the one thing they're finding is that there's a whole lot of little things to take care of all the time that you never knew you had to do
Yeah,
before.
Tom found out about that, eh, Tom?
Yeah, don't forget your toilet paper. Snowballs are kind of rough.
I can't believe you actually did that.
You can't believe I admitted it. That's what you can't believe. Well, here comes Stair Guy on skis. Looks like he's got that down pretty well. Of course, we got a pretty hard packed track, and he's taking advantage of it. He's moving right along. Well, here we are on a snowmobile trail, taking a nice little walk. Stair Guy's leading, and I'm on snowshoes. And we're just, you know, tootling along here, kind of a slow pace, but we're enjoying ourselves. You know, the sun's shining, you can tell from the shadows. It's a real nice day. Uh-oh. Stair Guy went down. That's the one thing with snow skis, is they sometimes have a mind of their own. So we'll have to get him brushed off. Tell me, Stair Guy, what happened that time?
What's that?
What happened that time?
Did ya?
I got it, yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
It's a good trip anyways.
What at the back.
Yep. Okay.
I like your knee pads though.
Here we are with Lone Tracker and Kanuski, and we're discussing gear. And McIntyre here,
That's what I use in my temperament.
Uh-oh, annihilation.
Yep, we got them all.
Show them your knee pads, because that's a cool idea when you're always doing stuff kneeling in the snow.
Yep, kneeling in the snow. Got pads on his knees to hold them on.
Hammock rig?
Yeah, tell us all about your rig here.
I just have it stuffed full of mostly wool stuff in there. Whatever I'm not wearing goes in there for insulation. Stuffed sacks goes on the outside, just a little bit of a wind barrier.
Clark hammock, correct?
Yeah. I also got a bunch of down coats that I cut apart.
Sure.
Stuff them inside the pockets too. That's what this whole side is full of down stuff. So this is like a whole coat that I could also wear.
Sure.
If I had to.
You have, yep.
It's really good down. Less than $5.
Not bad.
Fills up a whole pocket. And someday I'll make an underquilt out of it. And I also got some of this stuff in there for a wind barrier. This was out of a military extreme cold weather coat. This is the liner, the insulation that was in it. It's, I don't know, some kind of foam in there. That was the whole insulation. This was the sleeve. I opened it up.
And then you've got your overcoat buttoned over the end.
Whole coat buttoned on the end that keeps my feet pretty warm.
I've done that with my kilt, with my anorak, with my poncho. It's a good idea.
You're not wearing your Arctic kilt this weekend? Is that the same as the mosquito kilt? Not give me a minute. What?
Okay, we're on our way to Kanuski's house here.
The house of sleep.
The house of sleep. What time did you hit the sack last night, Kanuski?
9 o'clock.
And you were still sleeping at when?
9:30.
This morning.
Yeah.
So 12 hours in the hammock. And
I was on a Mediterranean cruise.
must have been.
It looks like you've been living here for about a week.
Yeah, it looks like you're pretty well set up for housekeeping. Tell us about what you got inside.
Come on in.
Okay, we're as close as we can get.
All right. So, start from the outside. It's a Mount Washington 4
Yep.
with a Mylar vapor barrier. Keeps everything nice and dry.
Giving you the dreams,
And
right
of course,
there.
my prize baby orca quilt.
Yeah.
Quilt number 1.
Quilt number 1.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like an adult diaper here.
No, it don't. And it's dry on the inside, so it doesn't get moist at all or anything.
It's perfect.
And then, of course, the hammock. Last night I had the mosquito netting down, which
Yep.
I think adds a couple of degrees of warmth.
What kind of hammock is it?
This is a
War bonnet?
yeah, there we go. Blanked out. Love it too.
With the removable netting.
Yep.
Well, the netting just flips over. It doesn't remove really.
Oh, I see.
So-
it's only on one side.
So I had the netting up last night, and what happened was is you can still see some residual frost on here. This whole thing was caked in frost this morning.
Yes.
The whole thing. And every time you jiggled just a little bit, it would snow inside. So during the night, I had to flip it out just to let the moisture escape, and that worked out pretty good. And then I've got a High Sierra Sniveler on the inside. It's out on the clothesline drying out right now. It didn't really get wet at all. It had frost all over the outside of it, but it didn't get wet. But I always like to dry out my down whenever it's sunny. Take
bet.
advantage of that. I had my jacket hung over the foot area, just sort of as just another wind barrier or something. But the problem was is that the moisture got into there too, and the inside of my jacket was all frosty this morning. So I'm not going to do that again.
At the foot end, I'll be darned.
Yeah. So I think the idea for me is to let as much of that vapor get away. I got the tarp sealed up pretty good, so I didn't really get any wind in here last night at all. Not that it was too windy anyways.
There was a little bit of it picked up for a while right after it stopped snowing.
And all of us are traveling with a pretty large gear pile.
And these are my custom sewing 25-year-old muckluck boots.
Yep.
They work good. And here's a high-tech insulated water bottle. Here. Unfortunately, it lasted 2 days, and then it froze up. So last night it was full of ice. It's thawing out over the fire right now. So that's home.
Very nice.
To make the floor out too.